I've got a question for you. Have you ever made your own home video? And no, I'm not talking about that dance recital your kid did, or the play they put on, or your favorite taping of the nightcap. I'm talking about a sex tape that you do with partners or by yourself. Well, a lot of friends of the nightcap actually do it. So we decided, why not invite a few over to discuss and maybe learn a thing or two and ask, is it safe? Let's get into it.
Yeah, what's up for a nightcap? Chill, you know, kick back.
Welcome to the Nightcap. It's your girl, Carolina Sanchez, and joining me on the couch are Charlie and Ariane. They are a married couple who are therapists in sex and trauma, but you guys get down with the kink. And we've also got V, who's an OnlyFans content creator. So the three of you have made sex tapes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, not together. That almost made it seem like it was together. It's not.
I've been doing it for a year.
A year.
It started when I was trying to get make more money for my divorce attorney.
We're trying to shed some exes.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I started about a year ago.
Okay, so you did it specifically for the platform.
For the money.
For the
part
money.
of it. Yeah, to help out, and now I just continue to do it. I enjoy it.
Okay, we can get into why you enjoy it.
Yeah.
So when did you guys get started on making?
From the beginning
Of your relationship?
13 years ago, we just loved recording each other.
She would go tan, and she always said to me, she goes, I said, send me a video of you tanning, like when you go in a tanning booth. I'm an African-American male, I don't know a damn thing about tanning booths, but her naked, laying on a platform, sounded kind of cool. So she sent them to me every day she would go. So after 10 years, I had about 26,000 videos in my phone to where they would lock up. Well, one of our friends, Rachel Starr, who's a porn star and lives in North Texas. She said, hey, I put all my stuff on OnlyFans. And she said, I've got about 2 terabytes of content. We uploaded our content to Dropbox that we'd just been fooling around. Because I started going to the tanning booth with her sometimes. It was interesting. Next thing we know, we had 3 terabytes of content.
Wow.
And she said,
That we just shared with each other for a lot of years.
Yeah.
and we're like, screw it. Why don't we put it on something? So we put it on OF, OnlyFans, for a minute.
Yeah.
We did well for a couple months, and we developed our own platform because we figured OnlyFans was taking 20%. So why not share it and take our own,
Take the whole hundo.
take the whole hundo. So
Okay, so is it more exciting than porn, watching yourself on a sex tape?
I say yes.
Is it because you're taken back by the image of what you're seeing on screen? You're taken back to that moment of feeling that pleasure? Or are you just into yourself?
I think I'm just into myself.
Hello, ain't nothing wrong with that, baby. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I turn myself on when I'm watching it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it turn you on while you're watching yourself?
Oh yeah. Then I'll make another one.
It'll turn into Inception. Like I'm watching myself, making love to myself, watching myself.
Yeah.
Wow. Is that? Do you guys feel like that's a little bit narcissistic, or
I
if
feel
it
like
is, it
it's
doesn't matter?
self-love.
it is self-love.
I mean, yeah, it's self-love. It's self-care.
Self-love and self-care.
The
Yeah.
only porn I like to watch looks like, I started noticing that I like porn that looks like her. So the next thing you know, I was watching porn that we did. I did this 2 nights ago. We had sex, fooled around. She woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning. I was working with we have a programming team that's in India. And 2:30 in the morning, I was like, I can't get to sleep. So I started watching porn of she and I. And she woke up. Next thing you know, we had an opportunity to make more porn. So it was sexy. But I'm very attracted to the way that she looks. So I look for porn that looks like her. And that says, you know what I mean? So there's variables there that kind of make it work for me.
And I'm very specific in the type of porn I like. I like it to look like us. And that's, I mean, obviously that's hard. You can't find people that look exactly the way.
Find that, so it's easier to find yourself.
Yes.
I mean, I assume you have to really be into your partner and into yourself in order for you to enjoy watching it back, right? Because if there's like maybe there's a flaw that's had, and maybe you're really attracted to your partner, but they're making a weird ass face during sex, or they have like a weird, motion.
Or even critiquing yourself. Like I noticed in the beginning when I would watch videos of us, I would be really critical of myself and say, oh gosh, why do I look like that? Or, oh no, I need to position myself this way. And I think that self-love part that we mentioned is getting to a point where you accept what you see on camera, because you can't see every angle of yourself, and still loving it.
Yeah. Oh, but I feel like it takes a lot of like watching yourself back and yeah, practicing self-love over and over again to accept what you look like on film.
Practice does me perfect.
So you learned exactly what to do and where.
Yeah, and then you get to, like, how do you say it? You're doing yourself, right? So you know more of what you want and what you want it to feel and how you want it to be done. So like when I do have a partner, I'm gonna be like, okay, let's go. This is how I want it. It's how you have to do it, you know?
Yeah, like I've already figured myself out, so I will help you figure me out.
Yeah.
It also gives you another thing in your toolbox. Like, if you're trying to have a long-term relationship, you want to do crazy. Yes, toolbox. It's a big one.
I love that.
Interesting.
Like we have a keen closet, so we have a lot of things in there, a lot of implements. We have a lot of toys. We've got everything from. We don't want to mention a lot of names, but it probably takes up about 200 square feet, and we've invested over time. She's probably got 1,500 sets of lingerie. That over time we started ordering and role playing, but it keeps it fresh because. Really, when you think about long-term relationships, if you're not reinventing yourself over time, they become stagnant. And if you can't accept that as a partner, then what you're doing, you're fooling yourself, and what you're doing is you're pushing your partner away.
Right.
So you've got to get creative if you want this thing to be what you want to be long-term.
She spices stuff up too. Like,
It does.
Yeah.
And then
Really
you can
does.
create scenes and scenarios and be different people.
Oh, don't
and-
worry. I'm going to ask y'all a little bit more about this
Nurse
toolbox
Daddy.
and what we can do at home. But first, we're going to go behind the bar because my girl Alexis Francisco's in the building and she's shaking some things up. So stay right there. Welcome back to the Nightcap. We've been talking about sex tapes, but I'm behind the bar now because my girl Alexis Francisco from Bar 5015 is in the building, and she's here to do what? Back that glass up.
You thirsty, baby, you thirsty.
And you've got a beautiful blush drink that you're
I
making.
do.
What are you making?
It's called the Sneaky Link
Oh, okay, a sneaky
because I know some people out there like to do these little sneaky links for these videos that they create at home.
They're making sex tapes with a sneaky link instead of their main.
Instead of the main, they go with the sneakies. So what we have here, it's going to contain vodka, coconut rum, and some triple sec.
Okay, so it's a little boozy beverage.
little
a beautiful boozy beverage.
Yes.
But we need that for that liquid courage to be okay in front of that lens,
To
right?
get a little relaxed, right?
be a little
Maybe a little more limber too.
Well, you don't know, huh? Have you ever made a little home video?
Hey mom, go ahead and turn the TV off real quick.
Okay. You can plead the fifth if you need to.
Right?
'cause
No, yes I have. Yeah.
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 Did you have fun?
Yes.
Did you have any regrets afterward?
No.
Oh, there
No.
we go. That's all that matters. Do you still have it? Or
I
does
do.
your partner have it?
The recent one got deleted,
Okay.
but yes, I have the first couple ones.
All right, so I mean, did you watch them? Did you play them back?
I did play them. We watched them together. I've definitely played them back, and kind of piggybacking off of what they were saying earlier. It does turn you on to go back and watch yourself.
Interesting.
Well, at least for me. I don't know
Yeah.
if that's vain or not, but
So it wasn't weird watching yourself back.
no, I was more intrigued. Like, okay, girl, go
Yeah,
ahead.
come
You
on
did
with your
that.
bad
You did
self.
that.
Okay.
Here we go,
Thank
darling.
you. Thank you. All right, the sneaky link.
See,
Is this yours?
maybe.
You gonna cheers with me or what, boo-boo? Come on.
Salud.
We'll make this cheers together, not the solo. Ooh, boozy butt.
That one's gonna sneak up on
Oh, yeah, it's sneaky link up on you, but that's delicious. Ooh, but
you. Yeah.
that coconut is definitely coming
Nice,
through.
right?
Yes.
a
All right,
little
so if people want to come find you,
I am at Bar 5015 on Alameda, usually Friday through Sunday. It's a good time. I'll make you a few of these.
and can they ask for that sneaky link?
Yeah.
All
We have
right.
a different one in house, but this one's my particular favorite that I make outside of the
And
bar.
you want what Alexis can bring to you, all right? And that's the sneaky link. Well, coming up next, I'm going to ask, for some tips from the people on the couch. What should we do if we're curious? Where should we set up these cameras? More than one? Just one? I really don't know. We're going to find out, though. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Nightcap. We've been talking about the art of the sex tape with friends who have indulged a time or two. We've got V, we've got Ariane, Charlie, and Alexis has joined us. All right, so you were talking earlier, Charlie, about how you guys bring in, different costumes, different tools and from your toolkit. Is it like a actual movie production, would you say? Like, are you creating scenes and stuff like you would in some?
It is. And
Really?
I think for a long time, I had some, maybe younger years, I had some shame about that. I mean, but then because I was really in the church and I was really saying, hey, look, is this biblical? But then I read Song of Solomon. People, anybody in the Bible talks about Song of Solomon. Song of Solomon is an actual documentation of eroticism throughout it. It's one of the most powerful books that you'll ever read. Now, there was not a time where they had iPhones and cameras, but I would imagine today if you were to talk, if the Song of Solomon was written today, there would be an iPhone somewhere. It would be on YouTube somewhere. And as we started embracing each other, as I started embracing my wife and looking at this saying, this is the real deal. This is what I want to keep. This is where I want to be when I'm 85 years old. I started saying, I want to invest in this as much as I can. But part of that is indulging in fantasy that I would do alone, but bringing in a partner. A lot of the times we like to do fantasy stuff by ourselves because we have a certain amount of shame that comes with it. Well, when I found somebody who was willing to role play like I was a doctor and she was a nurse, and I ain't done that since I was 6 years old, I was going to run with that. We're going to do Cowboys and Native Americans. We're going to do everything that we possibly can. So I just string that alone, and we call it now Friday Nights.
Friday night.
Friday night.
That's
So
what we call
every
it.
Friday night you're making a movie production.
At least.
At least.
We got about 147 of them
What?
in our Dropbox.
From Friday nights, like
From
I
Friday
assume you've
days.
got.
Well,
Exactly.
those are full videos. It doesn't include all of the little clips that we do throughout the.
Interesting.
Something we enjoy. And it's fire. I mean, it really is. I mean, as a man, to be able to sit back and see yourself pleasing your wife, because sometimes you have questions about that. I'm like, did you really like that? Let me go back to screen number 2.
Zoom in on her
and
face.
that was BS, because I don't really think you was liking that.
You did not enjoy that as much as I did.
I need to up my game.
It can't be upped anymore. I'm letting y'all know.
Well, I mean, you don't have a partner that you're doing these videos with. Like, what's it like for you having to watch back and critique? Is it fun or is it like work? Because you are doing it for some money.
I think at this point it's fun. It's not more work anymore. I enjoy it. I'm having a good time doing it. And I mean, yeah, it is work in a sense, but now it's just fun.
It's just fun.
Like, yeah, I mean, you have to, if you do something you love, you're not really working, right?
Right.
Yes.
So everybody loves sex, so
Yeah.
yeah.
So, okay, when you guys are doing this, like for people who want to for the very first time, is it better to do it solo or with a partner, do you think?
I think it depends. So if it's a casual partner, I mean, there are things that you want to discuss, some boundaries. You want to talk about like where this is going to be stored. You want to discuss like who is allowed to see this. Is this for our eyes only? Are we putting it out there for the world? Are we going to profit from this? So there's a lot of things that you need to consider just to check all those things off, and so that everybody feels comfortable and there's consent in every direction.
Yeah, I mean, that is one of the curious things for me, because it's like, you know, if I tape this, I mean, we all experienced the fappening. A lot of celebrities had their private lives put out on blast. So is there some sort of scariness to that somebody could get a hold of your material?
I
And
think you need to know your partner and who you're doing this with, which isn't, you know, sometimes you may know them or you think you know, and you
find
it's
out.
just really, it's a huge trust thing for sure. You have to trust the person that you're doing it with. If you have someone you're doing it with, 100%.
So you said that you had one deleted recently. So was that like post breakup, or like you guys?
Yeah, post breakup.
So did you say like, you're deleting, I
Well,
need proof?
no, he actually took it upon himself to do, which I appreciate and I respect. So I, when after we did, I was like, let me see it. We were out in public. I'm like, wait, I don't want to see it right now. Save it or put it in the hidden folders or delete it after you send it to me. So it was one of those things.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
See,
so
but that's nice. I
right,
feel like
no,
you can't
it
always
makes it
expect
comfortable because I mean, of course, we're okay now. But in the event that I know that there's a breakup or we are no longer together, I know that if he were to hold on to it, it's going to be in a safe place, or that they're going to be deleted, because cyber, you know, world is very sketchy.
It's
these days.
scary and sketchy.
It's very scary.
But you know, we had another episode about sexting, and I feel like, you know, sending nudes and things like that. And you asked your wife to send you, you know, those videos from her in the tanning booth. I feel like that's just part of the norm these days, just sending things. So what's it like, you know, to send, you know, a video of maybe you pleasing yourself to a partner or asking for that? Is that risque or is that okay?
I've done that too.
I think it's probably more difficult for women than it is men because you have to think about it. One thing with men, how many times you pull up your Instagram and you've got all kinds of pics in there that of the male anatomy, right? Okay. Lately we've gotten both, but that's been cool. Hey, high five.
Maybe it's both without our consent, but we do open up our inbox. We're like, oh gosh, there's a vagina.
There's a penis. A lot of vaginas here. We're not easily offended. I'll show her, like, what do you think about this? But I think with women, there's always this feeling of, though, and I'm not speaking for every woman, but I will say a man can look at this and say this is a conquest. The belief is that if a man was to do this and show a tape, he's doing it probably without someone's permission and woman's permission. He's doing it kind of like he's bragging. He's saying, look what I've done. Whereas the interpretation with women is that you've done this, something's happened to you, you've lost something, which isn't true, But we perpetuate that through society by teaching our sons that, hey, look, if you do this, then you're better. And if a woman does this, let me protect you in your purity. The entire purity conversation when it comes to women, for some reason we believe as though a woman, when she has fewer sexual partners, is somehow more valuable than a man. A man that has more is also more valuable. And I think we have to change that narrative.
And we're changing it here on the Nightcap. That's what
we are. It's about insecurity.
Sex is normal. Sex is pleasure. And if consent is involved and everyone's okay and not harmed, well,
there you go.
To each their own, baby. Well, coming up next is game night, baby. So I'm going to put you guys to the test to see if you know which celebrity has a sex tape. So you stay right there. Welcome back to the Nightcap. We've been talking about home movies with my friends Alexi Francisco, Charlie and Ariane, and V. Now, before we get into game night, because I know you guys are wondering whether or not these celebrities make the sex tapes, I want to know, Alexis, when we were behind the bar, you were like, Mom, close your ears.
Right.
Like, I don't want you to say anything. How do you guys approach the fact that if you are putting this out and it maybe gets leaked by somebody you don't want to, dealing with your parents or your children and the opinions that they might share or the shame that they might feel with what you're doing?
I think the shame word that you just said is a big one. Okay, there's a difference between shame and guilt. Guilt is where you're looking for, it's something that you've done, and shame is something that you are. They're totally different, totally different. If you don't have shame about what you're engaging in, then your children typically don't either. The one thing I can say about our children is that around the time of when they all turn 18, we do have a conversation with them where they can ask us any question. It's something that's become like a rite of passage in our household. They can't share it with anyone that's under 18, but they can talk at this table and ask us any questions, and they find out some pretty interesting things. The thing about these sex tape videos that we've done in the past is that we've discovered that our kids don't want to have anything to do with them.
No.
Okay? They know that we're sexual people, and they really enjoy the fact that we love each other to the degree that we do.
There was one time where one of our son's friends came to him and said, "Oh, I found your mom." And on Sex Because.
Oh.
And he said, "Okay," and he was like, "Okay, but I found her." And he said, "Well, what are you doing to purposefully find them?" So he put it back on them, and I feel like that's important to empower your children so they don't carry that shame that society puts on all of us.
Yeah. Well, it's time to play a game. All right, let's play game night, honey. All right, we're going to pull up a name of celebrity, and you guys say yay or nay they have a sex tape. All right, pull up the first one. Who we got? All right, TYSON BECKFORD. You know this model. This
Yes.
sexy
I say
ass
yes.
model.
Y'all do.
I say no.
All right, 3 yeses, 1 no. And the answer is yes.
Okay.
Okay. He had a video leaked. Okay, you got a drink, boo. Leaked of him masturbating during a video chat with a female model. He says he was completely unfazed. So this was somebody leaked it. See, this you can't trust nobody. But if you don't care, you don't care. Yeah. All right, let's pull up the next celebrity. TORI Spelling. Does she have a sex tape?
She should.
Yes.
I feel
She
like
should
yes.
have a sex tape.
She definitely
I
does.
agree.
She should.
I say
She
yes.
should. She has one?
Yeah.
I feel like yes.
All right.
Haven't seen it.
She
but I feel
does.
like yes.
All right. You know, she had a memoir that she dropped in 2013, and in it there was a bombshell about her, you know, making a sex tape with her partner and on Valentine's Day, and well, it got leaked then. Alrighty.
Money.
Promote. All right. Last but not least, Chelsea Handler.
Yes.
I say yes. She's
Yes.
so free
She probably leaked it
and
herself.
fluid. Yeah, she probably put it out there
posted that on
herself.
the web
Yeah.
herself.
She's
Facts
so
are
fluid.
the facts. So it's a little weird what she did. So when she went to go try to make it as a comedian in LA, part of her audition was to do a stand-up routine, fully clothed, and in the middle of it, part for sexy time, in which she was still recording, and then went back to the stand-up routine. So
Wow.
that was her sex tape.
Okay.
Find
And
that.
it works, right? I mean, we all know who Chelsea Handler is. All right, well, listen, I just want to know, one camera, 2 cameras, how many cameras?
Right now, I just have one.
Okay, just one.
For now.
We have 3 iPhones. 3 extra iPhones.
We
that
try to get everything.
One iPhone. Do y'all have, is there any editing involved? Or
Oh
we
yeah, I get on iMovie. I spend about an hour. You know, get up in the morning at 5:30 in the morning.
That's
so
not a
we have
long.
at
That's not a
6:30.
long edit time.
Yeah,
That's
no,
good.
that sounds like
He
means
does a very good
Yeah.
job.
Hey, some good shots.
I just make sure it's always
They're
shooting on her.
perfect.
If you want to make your own sex tape, just make sure you do it with a partner you like or do it by yourself. Okay. Have fun and make sure you know who you're doing it with if you're doing it with somebody, because it might get leaked, but you might make money. Who knows? All right. Cheers to you. We'll see you next time. And cheers to y'all. Thank you so much for joining us on this conversation.